Hello, my name is Carlix Santuris, and I'm here with the teacher, Mr. Bross, at Central Monco Technical High School to see his opinions on how AI will affect fields like graphic design in the future. So, what are your opinions on AI and graphic design?
Okay, so this is a really big question that's going on, obviously, in the world that you guys live in, and the same for myself as far as just a straight creative person. So the first thing is that our world, as far as what I teach and what I know and what I've been involved with for the last 30 years of my life, is going to change drastically. The big difference is we're going to go from what I would refer to as a production concept in a career to more of a management. And what I mean by that is where in the past we used to manually build out the websites. We would start from scratch and we would take days and hours, whatever, how long it took to create the graphics, to build everything out, to make sure the navigation works and all of that stuff that would come into play. The difference now is we're going to be able to manipulate web design, app design, graphics, production as to be something that artificial intelligence is going to do for us. So in the past, where we had to develop everything from start to finish, we're going to be able to start something, let AI manage it, and then we're going to control the outcomes and output. Now, for the positive aspect for someone like myself, when you're a creative person, there's a lot of sort of things that hold you back from doing really cool ideas. So if you think about it in the next possible 4 to 5 years, by me understanding how to use artificial intelligence and prompting, I could very well, probably easily develop an entire Netflix series without any cameras, without any actors, without any, as far as script writers and all the people that are going to get involved, because artificial intelligence will be able to make those characters seem real, even if it's in a cartoon aspect. I'll be able to probably do those types of things without the financial burdens, right, of trying to hire 35, 40 people to develop all this stuff. And I'll be able to do it sort of by myself, which is crazy to me to even think about. And that's why, I'm such, a huge fan. So if you think of the situation that I just sort of played around with, I built an app that literally only cost me $100 in subscription to the website builder or the app builder. That app would have cost me $15,000, $20,000. And now I have an app that I built from scratch because of artificial intelligence. So it's going to be changing very fast. I'm not exactly sure where it's all going to go as far as where the career is and where the AI connects, but it's going to happen quickly, that's for sure.
My next question is, do you think if everyone uses AI that we will all just get the same thing from AI? Since AI pulls from different things in the internet and the web.
So from everything that I can see, the answer is no, right? Because you're still managing the artificial intelligence, right? So if you look at someone like myself that has 30 plus years of experience, when I prompt it, it's going to be a lot more detailed based on my knowledge, right? Where somebody might prompt it in a completely different manner or have a completely different vision, and the artificial intelligence is going to support the vision, especially since it learns, right? It gets better at what you're doing. So when you're using something, like one of the easiest way to think about this is writing styles. The more you use it to help you write, the better it's going to get, and it's going to get more and more accurate to the writing style that you want. So I don't think there's going to be sort of everything's going to look the same. I think you're going to be able to tell what AI is for the next couple of years when you look at stuff. But I also think that'll go away too, just the way artists and creative people think. Architectures use CAD. It's just continually grinding on that. So I think the individual person using AI is still going to have their sort of flair to it, or their creativity, or their style.
What do you think AI's effect will be on finding jobs in graphic design fields?
So, as I was sort of like hinting at in the last little conversation, was it's going to change, right? So, if we think of the aspect where in an agency life, right? That was when I was in college back in the 1900s, a long time ago, right? You went to college to get into an agency, and there were 20, 30 people in the agency all trying to do one thing. Now with what we're doing, I can use AI to help me write. I can use it to help me generate, social media. I can have it edit. I can have it do emails. I can do all these things that would have taken 25 people to sort of accomplish, 10, 12 years ago. The interesting thing is now, instead of it being like 25 people for one agency, I think you're going to be able to do things by yourself. So instead of an agency have to be making like 2.5 million a year to pay all of their employees, one decent designer can probably make 60, 70, 80,000 a year by themselves doing what would have taken 25, 30 people. So I think it's just going to change in the aspect that we're going to move more into like a small team sort of, partnership, 2, 3 people tops having their own businesses versus trying to need 20 to 30 people.
Okay. And to piggyback off, because you were talking about college, do you think it's worth going to college for graphic design now?
So I just had a conversation with a parent yesterday on the phone about this, and I think it's changing in the aspect of what it is you want to study, right? So when we were looking at schools, and I would even say 5 years ago, for most of my students, it was about going to the big schools, right? Going to Tyler, going to MICA, going to School of Visual Arts, going to Mass Arts, whatever it is, because we were still in the sense that you wanted that degree from that school to give you the leg up of getting the jobs in the art and design field, because it is very competitive. But what I would say now is you might be smarter to look at more university-styled programs that are going to give you a sort of more full side on communications, business, finances, all this stuff, because the actual artwork is not going to be the end all, right? Where before you had to have these massive portfolios that proved who you were as a designer. Now you're going to have portfolios that are going to be like, what can you manage and how are you dealing with all of the stuff that's going to be out there? But I would also have to say you have to sort of look at it financially, right? If your parents and guardians or whoever's put you away, maybe you have some sort of a trust fund or something, and college is what everywhere wants you to go and you want to go, 100%, right? You should go. Because college is a huge part of your life, and it really is a great experience. You learn how to be an adult. You have to show up on time. You have to, apply yourself. You have to meet the demands of the college in order to get the degree, which in most cases, people would say if you can get through college, you're probably going to get hired because they know you showed up and did that stuff. So it's going to really depend on what it is you want to do, right? And then how it's going to be managed. But the scariest part is if you look at those traditional art schools, if they don't make changes, if they're not going to start incorporating all of this stuff into how they teach, right, then you're going to be wasting your time, because if you think how everything is moving so fast, right, within a year of college, you could be 5 months back behind, and then 4 years of school, if they're not dealing with it, you're really going to be behind. So by the time you come out, yeah, you're going to be great that you can draw and design and use Illustrator and Photoshop, but like everyone who knows how to use artificial intelligence is going to be getting the job because you don't know how to use it. So then the other thing too, right, and this is just a general thing for all students going to school, you have to really look at what's going to happen and how much it's going to cost. So if you're in a situation where you can get a lot of scholarships, right, and you can get a lot of funding and you can go to school somewhere that you like for $10,000 a year because of your situation, that's $40,000 in debt. That's extremely affordable and doable, because if you think about $40,000, that you can't even get a car for under $40,000 anymore. So it really is going to weigh on who you are, what your parents are, what your guidance is. But if you can do school, 100%. But make sure that you're paying attention to what the school is teaching, or else you're going to miss out because it's just moving too fast.
All right, thank you for giving me your opinions and letting me pick in your brain.
Yeah.
All right, bye. Thank you.